This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, the new Chief Executive of the Invercargill City Council is welcomed to office. An Otago-based Chief Executive is set to retire after 24 years on the job. And industry professionals discuss their thoughts on New Zealand workers getting a bad name in Queenstown. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Melissa Barton. The new Chief Executive of the Invercargill City Council was welcomed to her office this week. Claire Hadley had relocated to Invercargill after 5 years as Chief Executive of the Nelson City Council. Sharon Rees has more.
The Invercargill City Council's new Chief Executive, Claire Hadley, has returned to her southern roots. Born and raised in Dunedin, Hadley moved north to further her career in local government, but after around 23 years, she's happy to be back in the south.
I have a view that as you travel further south in New Zealand, the weather gets cooler and the people get warmer. And that sense of very strong community was really appealing.
Hadley worked as Chief Executive of the Nelson City Council for 5 years and said during her time in local government, her approach has been to work directly with the community. She said the first job in her new role would be to familiarise herself with councillors, council staff and the city's residents.
I think the most important thing is to listen and observe and get to know people. You've got two very long-serving people at the head of this organisation, and I think that it's reassuring for staff and reassuring for the community to understand that I want to get to know them before anything else happens.
She said one of her main priorities would be to ensure council has a closer relationship with the community and to improve the way in which council delivers its services.
A better relationship with the community in its customer service and its focus on how we deliver services, and I'm looking forward to getting into some of that feedback that we've got and seeing what we need to do to change.
Hadley will spend her first week getting a handover from the outgoing Chief Executive, Richard King, who retires after 31 years on the job. Sharon Rees, The South Today.
Dunedin police arrested a man after he allegedly pointed a BB gun at a passing police car in South Dunedin this morning. A spokeswoman says police were alerted at about 10:30 a.m. when a witness saw a man and woman travelling towards central Dunedin in a vehicle. The male driver pointed a handheld BB gun at a passing police car. Police located the BB gun in the car and the man was arrested in the city centre. Presbyterian Support Chief Executive Gillian Bremner is set to retire after 24 years on the job. Bremner's last day on the job will be next Friday. Roselle LeBone has more.
Looking back on a career spanning more than 2 decades, Presbyterian Supports Chief Executive Gillian Bremner is leaving her job and the country. She's moving with her husband to Africa and says she's a long way off retiring.
Well, actually the land that we've bought has got apparently a resident leopard and a troop of baboons, so I don't know that we can quite replicate that here. It just happens to have my husband over there, that's probably the main attraction.
Bremner has seen a lot in her 24 years as part of Presbyterian Support's 111-year-long history in residential aged care and the not-for-profit sector.
The roots of this organisation came out of the Presbyterian Church and a desire on the part of people of faith wanting to do something for people that are in need, and that's very much a New Testament gospel initiative that Jesus was the best example of.
And social issues are certainly different today than when she began in her role.
Food banks were just beginning to develop in a response to that, to help people that suddenly found that they had 20% less income. Housing quality was probably more of an issue in terms of dampness and that sort of thing. But now it's not just the quality of the housing, but actually the availability of any housing.
Bremner leaves New Zealand when her husband Graham takes up an academic position in Botswana. Communication and Marketing Manager for Presbyterian Support, Warren Rosser, says she will be missed.
Caring, compassionate, and who just cares for the community and the work that we do. And I think myself and lots of people in the organisation will miss that.
A public farewell was held today at Burns Hall. Bremner's last day is March 31st. Roselle Labone, The South Today.
The Dunedin City Council is about to start further erosion control work on the sand dunes below John Wilson Drive. A series of notches are being dug this week to encourage natural growth of the dunes and reduce the impact of erosion. DCC Group Manager Tom Dyer says the notches are designed so the wind will blow sand to the back of the dunes in strong west to southwest winds. Dyer believes the dunes will then grow over in time and become more resilient to erosion caused by storms and rising seas. Following on our story from last week about New Zealand workers getting a bad name with some Queenstown businesses, Queenstown reporter Mina Amso spoke with industry professionals about their thoughts on the matter.
Last week, The South Today reported that 2 Queenstown business managers were concerned about hiring New Zealand workers. They detailed incidents of theft, poor work ethics and unreliability. Queenstown Resort College Chief Executive Charlie Phillips says he hasn't heard of any such incidents, but believes the issues mentioned by the businesses would relate to only 1% of New Zealand workers.
I certainly don't think it's doom and gloom out there.
Chris Buckley owns and operates 2 local restaurant bars in Queenstown. He's also a board member of trade organisation Hospitality New Zealand. He says he's lucky his 8 long-term New Zealand staff have been good.
My wife and I run this business and we make sure we're there all the time. So I think people get used to us. They find that quite comfortable. They can come and talk to us and we're very hands-on bosses, so I think that makes a bit of a change. But it's something you're always working at. You're trying to find new ways of keeping people and keeping things exciting.
Buckley and Phillips say hospitality attracts 2 kinds of workers, those looking for a career and seasonal workers.
And I think that we don't want to cloud one with the other.
So would paying more attract more or better hospitality workers?
I don't think there's one simple answer. There's so many small, medium enterprises within the sector that it's impossible to come in with one master plan and say this is what you have to do. Generally, the market sorts it out. If higher pay solved the problem, then I'm sure people would pay more.
It's a hard one, and it would be great to offer more, but there are outside pressures.
Phillips says there are many training options, but the key issue is attracting New Zealand school students to a career in hospitality.
Tourism within schools isn't a university entrance subject. Actually turns a lot of the kids who actually would enjoy tourism or hospitality as a career into another vocational profession.
He says having politicians holding tourism portfolios has helped put tourism on the map. The Queenstown Resort College profiles opportunities in the hospitality and tourism sector by working with school teachers, principals and career advisors. However, Phillips says more work to promote the industry is needed. Mina Amso, The South Today.
Still to come on The South Today, cardboard boxes, rice and water make the perfect ingredients for a school fundraiser, and Central Otago, world famous for its Pinot Noir wines, is now home to a new whisky and gin distillery.
For all your news from the southern regions as it happens, go to our Facebook page. The South Today, connecting you with your community thanks to New Zealand On Air.
Hi, Lindsay at Alex Campbell Menswear. We have our 3 stores on sale. It's our summer clearance sale. Look at all these t-shirts, 50% off. Look at all these polo shirts, 50% off. Look at all these woven shirts, short sleeves, 50% off. And there's more. Shorts, all these shorts, 50% off.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
But wait, there's more. 25% off all our regular lines off the normal price.
The Terminus Apartments, where heritage meets modern sophistication and where the past is Dunedin's future. These 1 or 2 bedroom apartments are fitted with modern amenities room to move and spectacular harbour and city views. Contact us now to have your piece of luxury. At Action Engineering, the team make their mark as innovators in engineering because they don't just make things, they provide solutions. Call now on 477 1643 or go online to see the services they provide.
Why wait for seed to germinate? Why not do it the smart way? For instant results, call Ready Lawn today, or for more information, go to readylawn.co.nz.
Helping New Zealanders to do more. Talk to MTF today.
For 3 generations, the Kilpatrick family have ensured Jimmy's pies are still world famous in the South Island. Made to an old family recipe, Jimmy's pies have been one of New Zealand's traditional takeaway foods. Prepared daily on the premises alongside a range of savouries, sausage rolls and cakes, Jimmy's pies are distributed throughout the lower South Island. Jimmy's pies are sure to satisfy your travelling munchies.
At the Hard to Find Bookshop, we sell quality books on all subjects from the rare to the recent, and where viable, we will come to you. We have a great reputation for integrity and honesty, so if you're downsizing or sorting an estate and have books to sell, contact us.
Free heart transmission. Please open your heart.
Chi is flowing freely. Chi is nourishing. Chi is loving.
Call Sunny Chin for peace in your heart.
FPOS, point of sale and cash registers. Rent, lease or buy. Mobile FPOS and fixed terminals. Short or long-term rentals. Contact Anything's POS today. 0274 361 474.
Welcome back. A local school took a break from treat food this weekend to raise money for the poor in Timor-Leste. The pupils at Dunedin St Peter Chanel School slept in cardboard boxes and ate only rice and water from 3 p.m. Friday to 9 a.m. Saturday.
A group of Year 4 students at St Peter Chanel School in Dunedin have been learning what it's like to go poor and hungry. As well as sleeping in cardboard boxes, eating only rice and drinking only water, they used a 20-litre water container for cleaning, drinking and cooking. Director of Religious Studies Pessamino Tilly says the exercise gives the children greater perspective about the lives of the poor in Timor-Leste.
We've been learning about solidarity, particularly those who are marginalised, not just those that are people that are here in our country, but with those overseas.
Principal Claire Peters says the money raised is going towards a women's group called Hafoti.
Yes, they're raising money for an organisation that desperately needs that funding, but for us it's really for the children to get that deeper understanding and that whole feeling of being part of something that is a nationwide event too, that there's people all over the country that will be doing this over the next month or two. But for our children, I think it's that understanding, that solidarity of what it might be like for these families and these people living in these conditions.
Hafoti assists women to gain skills and find employment. Roselle Labone, The South Today.
In the depths of central Otago, in the heart of the Paerea Valley, lies Lammermoor Station and a new distillery which is ready to produce whisky and gin. It's been a dream for John and Susan Elliott for years, and they finally opened their Lammermoor Distillery at the weekend.
At this present time, the Lammermoor Distillery is the newest in the South Island, as it opened with a gala event over the weekend. Co-proprietor John Elliott is pleased to have the premises open for trade.
It's a great very pleased of course that it's finally come to fruition, and
no, good to have a good crowd here today and enjoy the occasion, and very pleasing.
The Elliott family has worked the land on the Lammermoor range for generations, and there has been a distillery on the property before, as whisky was produced illegally in the mid-1800s. However, Elliott's pleased the legitimate business is focusing on a distinctly New Zealand flavour.
To produce good single malt whisky, a little bit more boutique and more about quality rather than quantity, and a real New Zealand flavour. Quite a lot of Manuka smoked whisky we're working on, Manuka smoked barley, which has got that New Zealand feel about it, which hopefully at this stage things are looking really promising.
Gin is also being produced at the plant, which has been 2 years in the construction so far. Elliott says it's still not completed, but ready enough to start brewing and to invite people in. The Elliotts hope the gin will be available for sale in 2 or 3 months, but John Elliott says it will take at least 2 years for the whisky to be ready. Daryl Baser, The South Today.
Work is progressing faster than expected on the construction of the new Terramar Cowbridge south of Greymouth. The building of the bridge began last year and is expected to be completed in 6 months' time.
Construction of the new bridge spanning the Terramar River just north of Kumara Junction on the west coast began a little over a year ago and is well ahead of schedule. The $25 million project has been happening alongside the current bridge, which is a one-lane roadway shared with a railway line and dates back to the 1880s. A lot of work is going into realigning State Highway 6 for the approaches to the new bridge, and the project is expected to be completed by September. Once the new road bridge opens, the old one will be retained for rail traffic only. Rudy Adrian, The South Today.
After the break on The South Today, we look at the youngsters in Southland who are brightening their city with an art project, and we have tomorrow's weather for you.
Garage Dunedin, delivering quality stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 15 years. New doors, replacement doors, repairs and maintenance are all part of Garage quality service. Garage Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team at 553 Kaikoura Valley Road. Visit www.garador.co.nz or call us on 488 5676.
At Action Engineering, the team make their mark as innovators in engineering because they don't just make things, they provide solutions. Call now on 477 1643 or go online to see the services they provide.
Why wait for seed to germinate? Why not do it the smart way? For instant results, call Ready Lawn today, or for more information, go to readylawn.co.nz.
"135 Cumberland Street is a brand new, recently listed Category 1 heritage building right in Dunedin's warehouse precinct. Only a short walk to the Octagon in the central city, these are warm, well-insulated, self-contained apartments with all you need for a short or long stay. With beautiful views onto the harbour, these Airbnbs at 135 Cumberland Street come highly recommended for your stay in Dunedin.
With this product demonstration, Ralphie. Oh, relax. It's all about balance.
the balance between softness and strength. And my balance is perfect.
So we won't fall.
Of course not.
Hi, Ralphie.
Oh, hey, whoa.
You fell for it.
Yep, I fell for it.
Cotton Softs. Softness and strength you can trust.
I'm cotton soft on the environment too.
Active interior designer Mornington are the curtain and blind experts. The team can even advise you on outdoor products like awnings and umbrellas and will ensure that everything is perfect. For interior design with flair, call Active to book your free in-home consultation or call into the showroom in Mornington.
FPOS, point of sale and cash registers. Rent, lease or buy. Mobile FPOS and fixed terminals. Short or long-term rentals. Contact Anything's POS today. 0274 361 474.
Helping New Zealanders to do more. Talk to MTF today.
Thanks for staying with us. Southland school pupils are working together to brighten up a small part of Invercargill. Pupils are putting their artistic skills to use for the Colour Your World art project. Sharon Rees has more.
These Aurora College school pupils are putting a little colour into Invercargill's South City. They've been invited to colour this mural at South Alive's The Pantry as part of an art project making its way around Southland.
This is part of the Colour Your World, which is a project that a friend and I started up last year where people can come along and just paint the walls like a colouring in book. We've done the one in the art gallery and one up at Dock in Te Anau and one in the Southland Museum and now this one. So yeah, it's all just to try and get people together and having fun and doing interesting colours.
LeBeau said she designed the mural based on the values of South Alive and The Pantry.
The theme is meant to be the basket that feeds everyone. So the thought of the pantry is to get good food out there that's affordable and healthy. So it's kind of like the basket of the plentiful food spilling over to everyone, and then like the birds because they're native and beautiful and they're everywhere around here sort of thing.
She said the project gave the community a chance to come together for one purpose.
It's just great to see them all getting together and having some fun, and they're doing a fantastic job so far actually getting between the lines.
Art classes from different schools will make their own mark on the mural over the coming weeks. Sharon Rees, The South Today.
The Canterbury town of Methven held their annual AMP show on Saturday. The show was dedicated to the women who have contributed to New Zealand agriculture. The South Today was on scene.
Despite the cool and cloudy weather, people flocked to the Methven showgrounds for Methven's 104th annual A&P show. X-Men gave their all, competing in the 300mm underhand final, chopping logs about 1 foot across. Despite competing with an 11-second handicap, first place went to Ray Henry of Christchurch. The show's Grand Parade final included an impressive convoy of steam-powered engines, as well as an array of well-maintained farm tractors from across the ages. Rudy Adrian, The South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on The South Today. The new Chief Executive of the Invercargill City Council was welcomed to her office this week. Claire Hadley had relocated to Invercargill from Nelson. Presbyterian Support Otago Chief Executive Gillian Bremner is set to retire after 24 years on the job. And Queenstown employers in the resort towns say they are more likely to employ New Zealand workers than people who are travelling, despite recent comments around their bad reputation. And now look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Welcome, Phil Somerville. Now you've got a wonderful photo for us there.
It's a nice photo of a young man who scored a hole-in-one. It's an albatross. It's a par 4, 335 metres on the famous 9th hole at Chisholm Park, the one by the cliffs. a nice wee story and photo on that.
And a fantastic photo.
Fresh pages tomorrow, 3 of them, includes a story about zero waste fashion and a page of desserts and dessert recipes. So if you're feeling indulgent, that's for you. The DCC, from there, plans for Ed Sheeran weekend, closing off the lower Octagon for 6 days, and plantings and seats and all sorts of things. So look for a story about that. And there's also reaction to Uber's plan to come to Dunedin and what the industry thinks of that. So it's all in the paper tomorrow.
Wonderful, thank you very much, Phil. So there's definitely something for everyone in tomorrow's ODT, and now we have tomorrow's weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
Today's southern view is of sunshine on Dunedin's Cumberland Street. Looking at the situation, a trough of low pressure will move over the South Island tomorrow, bringing a cold and wet southeasterly airflow onto Southland and Otago. Expect the rest of the week to stay cold, but rain will clear on Thursday. Looking at what's in store for the southern towns, Balclutha, Catlins, Gore and Lumsden can all expect strong winds with rain and a high of 11. Moving westwards to central, everyone here is in for strong winds and rain. Alexandra and Wanaka have a high of 14, Queenstown 13 and Te Anau shivers a wee bit with a high of 11. Up to the north, Oamaru, Amarama and Twizel can all expect freshening winds, rain and a high of 15. Timaru can also look forward to developing rain along with the South Canterbury influence and temperature with a high of 20. In Dunedin tonight, rain developing with cold winds with an overnight low of 15 degrees. Tomorrow will be cloudy and cold with periods of rain, fresh gusty south to southwest winds which will be becoming strong tomorrow night, 15 and 10. And early showers clearing, then cloudy but dry on Thursday, cold with gusty southwesterlies slowly decreasing, 12 and 9. And in Invercargill tonight, we'll see periods of rain with cold southwest to easterly winds freshening and an overnight low of 9. Tomorrow will be cloudy with periods of rain and strong cold southerly winds, 11 and 7. And showers clearing on Thursday and sunny periods developing with fresh cold southerly winds decreasing, 11 and 5. That's our news for this Tuesday. For the latest news from the Southern Region, you can follow us on Facebook and at channel39.co.nz. I hope you have a great evening. Ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.